Welcome. My name is Maureen Ringrose, and I am a mathematics teacher in Vernon, Connecticut, and a fellow of the Connecticut Noyce Math Teacher Leaders Program. This work was created by the following fellows of the Connecticut Noyce Math Teachers Leaders Program: Lee Lessard from Hartford Public Schools, William McKinney, Bex Olthoff, and Natasha Villeneuve from New Haven Public Schools, Marta Soto Johnson from Meriden Public Schools, and our project lead, Fabiana Cardetti from the University of Connecticut. We will be talking about post-secondary readiness and how this can be improved for schools and districts across Connecticut. This is the third webinar in From Foundations to Futures, a PD series on readiness, access, and alignment. My goal for today is to highlight ways in which we can ensure all students have access to mathematics that prepare them for college, career, and civic life. Along the way, I will invite you to reflect on what this looks like in your own school district and hope to offer some actionable steps you can take to start making an impact in your district and school today. The problem we are facing with post-secondary readiness is the disconnect between math education readiness for post-secondary life and the math courses that students are encouraged to take in high school. A report from the U.S. Department of Education helps us better understand this problem. This graph highlights the percentage of students in remedial or non-credit bearing math classes in college. According to Complete College America, higher education's approach to mathematics can either boost student success or serve as a major barrier to it. Research shows that students who complete a college-level math course within their first academic year are more likely to earn a post-secondary credential. Unfortunately, few of today's students actually hit this important mark. The problem is most significant at community colleges, where only about 1 in 5 students are completing math in their first year. And you can see from this powerful quote that mathematics courses are the most significant barrier to degree completion in both STEM and non-STEM fields. Therefore, strengthening course offerings in high school that better align to students' needs for their post-secondary plans may help mitigate the number of students in remedial math courses when they enroll in college. At least half of the states around the country are engaged in redesigning their high school math sequences to include foundational math content, rigorous preparation for post-secondary education and careers, and flexibility in high school math course options. Here I will go over the main foci of this webinar. This presentation will focus on how to improve support and guidance for students' secondary mathematical journey that aligns with their post-secondary goals and aspirations, and encourage informed adjustments to secondary math experiences and offerings to ease students' transition from high school into post-secondary life. This graph, specific to Connecticut, was generated using the College Enrollment, Persistence, and Graduation Dashboard in EdSite. The most recent complete data corresponds to students graduating in the year 2018. If we focus on the bottom two lines, we can see that out of 38,578 students in the 2018 graduating class, only 35.3% graduated within 4 years, shown in orange, and 47.8% graduated within 6 years, shown in red. These numbers are concerning, but we recognize that many factors influence graduation rates, some unrelated to students' high school math preparation, though for some students, math does play a role. More relevant to our discussion are the top figures, which show that 71.7% of the 2018 graduating class enrolled in college or university within a year of graduation. Of those freshmen, 87.6% continued into their sophomore year, shown in dark gray. While these numbers are more encouraging, they also reveal that over 3,400 of the students hoping for a college degree did not persist into their second year. We reviewed the publicly available information from the major Connecticut universities focusing on the required mathematics courses for entering students. On the right of the graph, you can see that over 47% of the majors require only one Q requirement. This refers to a course in any of the quantitative disciplines, mathematics, physics, statistics, including some chemistry courses that require quantitative literacy skills. On the left, you can see that over 52% of the majors require some advanced mathematics. Almost 9% only require calculus. 17.2% require both calculus and statistics, and 26.6% require only statistics. Dr. Gianni and colleagues, who have focused their studies on the popularity of statistics classes over mathematics classes, have stated that the rise of statistics presents an opportunity to modernize high school math education for a data-driven world, and that policymakers should embrace a both-and approach, expanding rigorous alternatives like statistics and data science while preserving strong calculus pathways for students who plan to focus on STEM. All across the country, Launch Year's initiative states are rethinking math pathways to better align with students' college and career goals. For this example, in Maine, all students begin with 2 years of a common math foundation, as shown in the graphic. Algebra 1 and Geometry for some, or Mathematics 1 and Mathematics 2 for others. After that, students will select a pathway informed by tools and guidance provided by the school to support those decisions. In the highlighted box are example career ideas separated into groups showing which mathematics courses align with each option. Students then pick their third mathematics courses that align as shown with their interests and goals. For their fourth mathematics courses, students have choices that fit the different goals and career paths as shown in the corresponding colors. Other states highlight different approaches. Some note specifically that calculus is not required for most majors. Some contrast the old one-size-fits-all sequence to new, more flexible pathways. More resources are linked in our PD playlist that accompanies these videos. And in the next video, you'll learn more about math pathways. I invite you to pause and think about your school or district. Are there clear connections between your math course offerings and post-secondary goals? What does your school counseling department staff need to stay up to date with post-secondary requirements, to create or improve materials that clearly connect requirements to course offerings, to feel supported and empowered to continually revise the guidance process? Pause here to reflect and resume the slides when you're ready. We have found that there was a wide range of information and support available to students and stakeholders across our state. Many districts fall into the A or B categories or somewhere in between the two. This means that many students who are not aware of what courses they have access to that would help them reach their post-secondary goals. In many cases, even school counselors seem unaware of what courses might best fit the needs of individual students. In general terms, District A's online resources contain dead links or outdated information that does not apply to most students, and or the page within the school district website is difficult to find. Other school sites fall under the characteristics of a B district, which contain active links but are not easy to navigate for students or families. The information is partially updated and is relevant only for some students or schools. Whereas the online resources available in District C contain thorough and current information for all students, they are easy to find and navigate and map careers to specific course offerings in the school. We have included examples of these in the additional resources that accompany this webinar. In order to empower students and give all of them access, all districts need student-friendly information that is easy to find and that link course options with the career majors they support. This slide lists things that we recommend as priorities Included in the resources that accompany this webinar, there is a strong example in Greenwich. Also, there are states that do this well for all of their districts, such as Maryland and Massachusetts. We recommend you check those out. The first recommendation is to ensure student-facing links and documents that are easy to navigate and understand. Second, information sheets about careers and majors that are best supported by course offerings at school districts. Our third recommendation that districts need is well-informed and trained counseling departments to support students in decision making. And the fourth recommendation is for districts to extend easily accessible and current resources to support teachers, families, and other stakeholders. I now invite you to think about the materials your district has in print or on the website intended to support your students through their math course selection. While you're paused, visit your website. Are your district materials easy for students to navigate? Are they presented in a way that students can easily understand? Are they accurately showing how careers and majors are related to the school course offerings? Pause here to reflect and resume the slides when you're ready. This is an example of a school counseling document from the Engineering and Science University Magnet School in New Haven. Each student works with a school counselor to fill out a sheet as shown. It is important for you to know that the math courses pathway shown here is specific to this school, and each district will have their own unique courses map. For this example, you can see information about the student's major and career trajectory is gathered to create a clear pathway mapped for this student. Course of study recommendations are based on the student's background and goals. And the sheet contains a clear course progression that is based on their career trajectory, background, math placement, and expectations. Once again, I invite you to pause and think about your current district's course progression maps. Think of the families, teachers, and other stakeholders with influence or who have a vested interest in the student's future. Are the school counseling materials tailored to different stakeholders? Are they easy for them to navigate? Are they presented in a way that they can easily understand? And do they show how careers and majors are related to the school course offerings? Pause here to reflect and resume the slides when you're ready. Reflect more broadly about what processes do you currently have in place to guide students for math course selection. What are some of the ways to improve these processes? Is the material student-friendly and current? Do school counselors understand what math progressions make sense based on career and college requirements? Do students and other stakeholders know where to find this information? How is your school or district's information disseminated to different stakeholders, including teachers, staff, and parents? Who are the people in your district that need to be trained and empowered with this information, including your students and faculty? To support you through this episode, we've also developed a fast fact sheet and PD playlist, which is available online in the same site where you accessed this webinar. The playlist includes articles, podcasts, videos, and reflection questions that support both classroom educators and leaders engaged in enhancing your school or district's guidance materials. Our carefully curated PD playlist includes several elements: to read, watch, listen, explore, and reflect. To support Connecticut districts, our group developed a survey to gather information about the mathematics course requirements for different majors. The State Department of Education will administer this survey across all higher education institutions in the state. They will share the findings with you once they are available. In the meantime, a lot of information is available on college and university websites. Thank you for joining us today in our webinar series From Foundations to Futures. We're excited to continue this journey with you in our next session, where you will learn about reimagining math pathways and explore new ways to support student success.